Welcome to Chief Joe's Art Stuff. My name is Julie and I'm here to impart some knowledge to you today via a 2-minute art tip. And today's tip is actually about Winsor Newton Lifting Prep. We did cover this product in full 4 years ago. You know, many people have viewed it and stuff like that. To give you kind of like a little basic information, this medium is like an additive that you can use if you routinely are scrubbing out or lifting established color off of the surface to create highlights and get back to the white of the paper. This is a very, very valuable tool. It works great. It does all kinds of cool things. You can take it with a wet brush and you can apply it directly on the surface where you know you want that lifting to occur, and it makes it that much easier to get the color back up. You can mix it with your existing watercolor, just a couple of drops with, you know, a pool of color, and then use it that way and then lift that color back up very easily. Or both. You can double down and, you know, really make sure that stuff comes back up. But I wanted to kind of like, if you aren't familiar with, you know, watercolor, that's not your primary area, that you understand how dynamic this product really, really is, and all the fun things that you can do with it that are outside the normal kind of watercolor uses. So today I want to show you a couple of things that I've been playing around with that I think are really interesting. One is opening the bottle, because, you know, child-proof also converts to like old-proof. So what I'm going to do is I've just got some cold-pressed watercolor paper here, and I'm dipping my wet brush into the lifting prep, and my brush is clean. You don't want, you know, paint on your brush to contaminate your lifting prep. And I'm just going to actually put this down on the page here and let this lifting prep dry. It dries very, very quickly. You don't have to worry about that. And what we're doing is applying the medium directly to the paper to give it like a little teeny place for it to reside where we can lift the color back up. So now we've given that a couple of minutes to dry. It really didn't take long at all. And you can see that even with just this raw medium onto our paper, there's almost no color shift in the paper at all. You can't even really tell where it has been applied. But what I wanted to show you is some kind of fun things. A while back we had done a demo with some powdered water-soluble graphite. And people had said, oh, well, I'm having a little bit of trouble like erasing or picking up the water-soluble graphite after it dried. Well, try this. So we're going to apply some water-soluble graphite onto this surface. We are crossing over the area with the lifting prep, and as you can see, it doesn't change the behavior of the material at all. It doesn't like freak out or beat up or do weird things. It still behaves just like the paper has. We're going to get like a deeper concentration going here so you can really, really see what we're talking about. And lay that in and give that a minute to dry. There we go. All right, and we're going to clean that out. And then another thing that I want you to try, take a look at, is we got some watercolor pencil here. And what we're going to do is lay this in on top of the lifting prep so you can see how that works. And not only are we going to go over the dry paper, we're going to go over this part with the lifting prep. And it is just a little bit damp still in this one area, but overall pretty dry. And so we've really kind of worked some color into this, and it really developed value there. And then what we're gonna do is take another color just to add some emphasis. Blend that in there. And then like colored pencil, watercolor pencil isn't, this is, you know, a watercolor pencil isn't generally that hard to pick up when it's dry. It does get a little bit harder when you've wet it and you've had sequential layers and then you're drawing back on top of it and that part has dried and stuff like that. That's where it gets tough if you've made a mistake and you're wanting to go back and you create some highlights, or maybe you got a little bit overzealous and severe. You can actually use this medium to kind of help you protect yourself from yourself if you know that that's a tendency that you have. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our wet brush and activate this watercolor pencil, not only on just the plain dry paper, but also with the area that's been treated with the watercolor medium, the lifting prep, and let that dry just a little bit. And then we'll come back and I'll show you some fun stuff that we can do because of the cool properties of this prep. All right, so we've given these little guys some time to dry, and we've got a Cheap Joe's Fritch scrubber here. I love these little guys. These are super handy for scrubbing out. So what I'm gonna do is just wet my brush, my little Fritch scrubber here. I got some Kleenexes or paper towels or whatever you wanna use. And I'll show you how easy this is. So this is ground in colored pencil onto a cold press that we've also activated and allowed it to completely dry, and we're going to just go back and barely scrub just a little teeny bit, and it comes up quick as lightning. It's crazy. So with this Winsor Newton lifting prep, we can do a whole lot of really fun stuff, interesting treatments in more than just, you know, watercolor. Now I'm going to show you, we're going to do the exact same kind of thing with this water soluble graphite, which is a little bit temperamental, a little harder to deal with when it's completely dry after it's been activated. So we're gonna boop boop boop, just bang, you know, and so you can create some really amazing highlights really quick, just like that. Now you can also, like if you have an erasing shield, or like I have a circle template here, you can also like lay those in and go like this, pick it right up. It's just super easy to be able to create really nice edges, cool curves and stuff like that. And because of this lifting prep being applied there, you have a whole bunch of freedom to do a whole bunch of different effects that you weren't able to before, just by the addition of this handy little tool. So if you haven't thought about this as an option, check it out, Winsor Newton Lifting Prep. It's fascinating and fun and very inexpensive and handy, and we hope that you will enjoy.